So within the male reproductive system, there's also hormones that go along with this, and this system would not work without hormones. So the hormones are consistent of chemicals and that are responsible for regulation and stimulation of the cells and how the cells are active and the organs as well. There are three main functions when it comes to the hormones: FSH, LH, and testosterone. Where FSH and LH are produced is in the pituitary gland. That is located at the base of the brain. Creating sperm uses FSH and is for it to be able to be produced. Testosterone is only allowed to be produced by the presence of LH. And then testosterone plays a role in male development. How, you may ask, is it helps with mass muscle, strength, fat distribution, bone mass, and also sex drive. So you can see here the negative feedback loop. When the GnRH gives stimulation to the FSH, it will produce along with LH. So you can see how the GnRH is here, and then you're going here and it's the FH and the LH. It allows the testes to begin. Right here you can see that spermatogenesis is started here, and it also allows for the secondary characters to develop. So on the other hand, the testes produce testosterone and cause the release of GnRH and FSH and LH, and this is a result of the negative feedback loop. Testosterone is responsible for the development of sexual and reproductivity. It is an important hormone found in men. Testosterone can also be called or fallen under the androgens. It is produced mostly in the testes. Production is controlled by the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. You can see right here, GnRH to the pituitary gland, and then it goes like that. The hypothalamus will tell the pituitary gland how much testosterone is needed, and then that's how much will be produced. How is communication done? Is by chemicals and the hormones in the bloodstream. It helps with sperm production and helps with fat being distributed evenly, sex drive, how many red blood cells there are, and how much red blood cells are produced. And then it also makes sure that our men's muscle strength and also their muscle mass is maintained properly. So the menstrual cycle in women, see right here. The function of the menstrual cycle is to shed the uterus lining after bleeding occurs. And within the menstrual cycle, there's three phases: before the egg is released, and then as the egg is released, and then the luteal, which is after the egg has already been released. Hormones that are involved, again, are the FSH, the LH, and then estrogen and progesterone. During the follicular phase, that's when estrogen and progesterone are low, which allows for the layers to be thin and break down, which in result causes bleeding. As that's going on, the FSH will increase so that within the ovaries there will be stimulation, and that's how the follicles can develop. So then the ovulatory phase is where the LH and the FSH will give a big rush of hormones. This is where the eggs will release, causing the rush to last around 16 to 32 hours. The estrogen and progesterone will increase. And then the luteal phase, this is when the LH and the FSH will decrease, and then the follicles will close and create a corpus luteum, and then that's what produces the progesterone, and then estrogen will be high during this part of the phase. And then that's what causes the wall to re-thicken on the uterus, and that's what helps with fertilization. So ovarian versus uterine. Ovarian is where the immature eggs are, also known as oocytes, and then that cycle also deals with the follicular phase, which we just talked about, and the luteal phase, which we also just talked about. And then the uterine side helps with the lining of the endometrium, which is also called the uterus. It helps prepare the egg to be fertilized so that it can be implanted properly. If it's failed, it will shed the lining of it, and then it also deals with the menstruation in both the secretory phase and the proliferative phase. And then something in common is that they both have hormones from the endocrine system that are regulating both of these cycles. And that is the end of this assignment.